Greetings, fellow targeted individuals. On October the 3rd, I would say it was before 12 o'clock, it was around like 11:19, 11:20. I went to go see my grandmother, and a guy pulled up next to my vehicle and stood outside the door, intensely staring at me. I should have gone to police because I actually went to that police department in that area where my grandmother is in a retirement center a while back because I was having issues with people which were ex-military and they were harassing me in the community and I was being tracked through Stingray technology. So this guy's tag is 3754V, but you may notice some letters to the side. It says G41. So that is the company that I dealt with. Now, let's check them out. Check this out. G4I is the name of the company, not G41. So this is a consulting firm. These guys don't look like they're military. And I'm investigating another company here in Florida, which is $1 billion a year company. So there are some companies which have hundreds of little shell companies. Some of these companies are on the stock market and they're utilizing people from all ethnic backgrounds. They're using people that are ex-military. So when you're a targeted individual, if you're being harassed by a group, sometimes that group has ties to many other groups, and that all those groups could be tied to one massive company, which is making billions of dollars in defense contracts. Also, what's good to look at is to see, hold on one second, the addresses of these places. If you're dealing with perps, you want to know where are they coming from. So that way we can get a general idea of who may be hiring them. So I'm trying to go to maps. Oh, actually I had it on the maps already open. So here it is right here. It's nearby Maryland and it's nearby Washington. So it's just really interesting how this always points to places nearby our federal agencies. So I've told TIs in the past that I've been harassed in schools, supermarkets, stores, where I walk, where I bike, where I've eaten food. Now I just posted this a little while ago. So on October the 3rd, I have this experience. And then today, what's today's date? It's November the 10th. I go to see my grandmother and I notice a red car pulls off to the side. And this lady exits the car. Instead of going into the retirement center, she walks to the passenger side door. You can't see the whole vehicle. It's a big vehicle. It's an SUV. And she just stands there making these weird faces and looking at me intensely while my window was down. I was getting ready to go in there. I just parked the vehicle. So I noticed this lady in a red car showed up right behind my vehicle. It's not showing up. I have more to this video. I'm just not sharing it. And she just kept staring at the vehicle. And do you ever have that feeling like you're being watched? So I look at the rearview mirror and I noticed the lady staring right at the vehicle and she never exits the vehicle. So I go in there to see my grandmother and then they both leave. It was just really, really weird. Now, the red car had a police blue line sticker, which I found to be unusual. And if you're a targeted individual, I hope you watch this video on YouTube. It's called The Bizarre Story of John Lang. Go to 4 minutes and 32 seconds and you'll see a U.S. government tag. This guy was a whistleblower, an ex-Marine, and he was harassed every single day relentlessly by people with U.S. government tags, neighborhood watch groups. He was flagged by police as a threat just for exposing police corruption. He was never a threat. So there are people which are doing things behind the scenes, and they are law enforcement officers. Now, I'm tied to many different groups, but never make an assumption that I have the same symptoms as a lot of these people, because I don't. I just go on here and post my stuff, hoping to meet a target similar to like me. See, the things I experience are going to line up more with like DHS whistleblower Julia Davis, actress Jean Seberg, and many other targets that experience this gang stalking I don't hear voices. I don't have a microchip up my ass. I'm not suffering from no delusions. I'm just a regular guy which has experienced targeting. And there was a time where I would go to doctor's offices and they would be surrounded. Like one day I went to one and I got the worst service ever. And this lady told me, look outside. I says, why? The whole building was surrounded by people wearing suits and they blocked the entrances. It looked like a high risk operation. When I got out of the car, out of the place and went to my car, I was so nervous thinking, I'm just there for medical attention. Why are they doing this? So I go to another doctor like a month later because I was having health complications and I was being surveilled. And when
When
you're
you're a
in
whistleblower,
when you're in this, you want to like save links and you want to share them. Like anything, any information, you can just click on it says details and you can see links. So if you see TIs out there um, that are sharing information, it can't hurt to check out links to see if there's any people going through the same exact thing. Now this channel I maxed out on friends, but I opened up another account and it's just 56 mutual friends because it's from this other profile. I have my friends on that other profile hidden. For some reason it's showing my new ones from this channel. So let me see if there's anything down here. Hold on a second. This crap has followed me like state by state. Now, don't be surprised if you deal with veterans. There are TIs that I know that are documenting stuff, and sometimes these people get nervous and talk, and they mention like NSA work, national security work. You may deal with a lot of Freemasons. So this was in Texas back, gosh, it's been years. Let me go ahead and click on it. Didn't think about sharing this, but it was 6 years ago when I lived in Texas. So I've been living in Florida now for 5 years, and this is crazy. Some guy did an audit at the CIA.
something.
Hold on a second. For some reason, my browser went up by itself. So yeah, I would never do anything like that. A guy did an audit there, and it was like one of these constitutional auditors. Don't do stupid stuff like that guy. But at the same time, it's good to share links, leave a paper trail, but don't do stupid stuff. I don't curse these people. I don't harass them. And let me share this. This is just to give you guys an idea of my life. You look at the computer. What do you see? Being harassed by women, transgender people. And let me see if I can show you guys my VK account. Bear with me one moment. I don't speak Russian, so I don't have like a lot of friends there, but I have some followers. So, hold on a second. Yeah, let me click that real quick. So, bear with me one moment. So, my screen recorder is bogging down my phone. So if you are targeted, you may have really weird experiences with people tied to associations like the National High School Scholars Association. I went to the Fusion Center to do a Privacy Act request and had some really weird experiences. Don't be surprised if you share stuff which is damaging or credible, and then YouTube says you can't share this video when there's not one curse word, when there's no allegations. You're just sharing a video about what you're experiencing. If you're noticing they're doing that, you may want to use vk.com. It's a Russian social media website. They're not going to shadow ban you, do nothing like that. So my life has been pretty much a pure hell since 1996. There's some hot babes in Russia, so it can't hurt to utilize VK if you decide to go to Russia after 3 years on a work visa. You're a citizen, and if you join the military after a year, you're a citizen. Also, be leery of cops. There's a lot of cops that I've researched that do stuff on the side. Some of them have side hustles, and one that wrote a report, I went to him because I was being stalked and harassed by a lady named Randy Bram. Her last name is Brahm. She was severely stalking me, and her friends drive U.S. government vehicles. Police said my matter was civil. Let me see if I can pick her up here. Randy Bram, Florida. So I have pictures, and she would arrive anytime I arrived at this downtown lake to watch the sunset. Randy Bram, Florida. Linked in. Okay, let me see if it'll come up. This is her right here. So this lady was all the time spying on me. And on October the 10th, I was involved in a traffic accident. And let me go back. Hold on one second. So let me, before I forget, so let me go to my Facebook. Let me go back to this one group. So let me go to my post. So remember, I went to see my grandmother on October the 3rd. On October the 10th, my car was struck just a block away from where it was totaled a year ago, which is really interesting. And when my car got hit, a Jewish lady ran to my car and started screaming at me. And people were there saying, this kid hit his car and ran him off the road. Some people there were like asking the girl, was it deliberate? They found it really weird. This was back like in 2022, like almost when it was 2023. So now I get into another accident on October the 10th. So I couldn't see my grandmother for a while, so I had to use a rental. So this is today, which is November the 10th. I go to see my grandmother, and then something weird occurs. So if you ever have really weird encounters, like with someone with a U.S. government tag, and then people start showing up harassing you, know that it's typically linked to a contractor. So there are people that have U.S. government tags that are not even active duty military, and they're doing operations. And to get away with it, to make it seem official, what they're doing is they're getting tags from the GSA and doing full-scale operations using Stingray technology, using probably partners, CIA, NSA, you never know, FBI, I don't know. But I do know that I've dealt with the CIA here in Florida. And my grandmother's husband, which worked for the DEA, mentioned that the CIA was brutally targeting me and using Army resources. And I have videos showing me being mobbed by people. I think it's called North Carolina. They're all active duty military. So I don't receive phone calls. I don't relate to a lot of these people in these TI groups. So don't believe, oh, he's in a group and somebody hears a voice that I relate to those types of people. God bless them. I can't say they're all crazy, because just a while back, it was on the news that there are weapons that China has, and even we have, which can influence the mind. And there's even, check this out. It freaked me out when I seen it. I was so shocked. It was called Pakistani family microwaved. Let me see. There are things occurring in our country, fellow TIs, which are horrible. And even President Clinton, he had compensated people that were being hit under the guises of research. People were being fried. This is the video right here. It was on a news station, and the news team that covered the story showed the readings, and these people are engineers, and they had to put stuff all around their house so they wouldn't get hit. So if you're a TI and you're experiencing this stuff, it's based on deniable plausibility. They utilize their status as being a government employee or a consulting firm to get away with this. So there are people that are being brutally harassed 24/7 and getting compensated by the government to do this. So there's no due process. And if you go to police, guess what? They tell me in every state your matter's civil. And then sometimes I see these guys that have these Porsches and Lamborghinis in Texas that harassed me, that were all contractors. They would go to the police department and chat with police. Sometimes they may have like a DHS, like a, what do you call this? Volunteers and police service tied to your national, like sheriff's association. I think it's called like National Police Chiefs Association. All these nonprofits tied to Citizens Corps are all back doors where people can make extra money for their pension, for trips, for conferences, for hotels and flights. So it's all one big business. And once you're treated as a threat, they don't want to release you because you're a target and you're a money-making generating machine. I've been in this since 1996. I've never laid a finger on one perpetrator. I've never harassed them or their families. I'm looking at leaving the U.S. eventually.